How's it going, everybody? I am joined today by the hot mess himself, Jesse Pimpinella.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing out there? All right? Yeah, I'm Destin. I'm happy to be here, man. This is a cool thing, man.
Oh, thank you. Wait, you're Destin? Okay, well then, all right. That gives me a chance to be somebody else now. Who do I want to be?
Wait, I get to be Destin now?
Yeah, you said you're Destin. So okay.
Oh, I'm excited, Destin.
Oh, I thought you said I'm Destin excited. Okay, darn. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to take a chance to be Jack Bauer now.
You could be Jack Bauer.
Because I'm the man.
Dude, I miss that show so much. Dude, I used to cheer on so many scenes, like if they were just like sports events. Like there was one scene in the last season, all right? It's like, I think it was first episode. He's getting chased up the flight of stairs. Two guys with guns. He's got no guns. They get to the top of the stairs. Two guys are like, where the heck did he go? And they look over at the scene, and it's the missing axe from the in case of fire emergency.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see the axe swing, go right through the guy and off the railing.
Uh-huh.
I stood up, kicked over my coffee table. I was like, fuck yeah! And I pissed everybody off in my house. And
Yeah.
because they're like, they don't want to hear that at 10 o'clock at night. But man, it was like some Jack Bauer shit going.
Dude, exactly. Yeah. Don't ever think Jack Bauer doesn't have weapons. He's always carrying two guns.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. Yeah. Dude, but I love him. And he was a granddad in that season, so he's like fucking granddaddying everybody.
Right.
I love it, man.
Yeah. I'll say part of me almost wants to try to avoid any movie conversation because I mean obviously you do so much of it on your podcast at the Grown Ups Table.
Right
Jesse
there.
Pimpinella, John Jacobs.
Yeah.
Free plug. You're welcome, John.
There you go, right there. Yeah. I know. We talk about movies. We love movies. You know what I mean? Because we're living in a generation where I say so many movies have shaped our personalities a little bit, our humor and stuff like that. Like my wife, she'll watch certain movies with me and she'll be like, oh, that's why. Looking at me like she watched MacGruber, the movie that came out in 2010. And she literally went, oh, that's why. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That movie is one of my favorites because it has no business to try to be politically correct. It goes out of its way to be just so ridiculously over the top and wrong. And it's just something fun. I think that's what draws us to comedy because we're playing with these dangerous ideas and it gives us the sandbox to play in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto. You're not going out there beating hookers. You're not doing there running down people. You know what I mean? But in the game,
I'm not doing
he's not. Yeah.
Ever.
But I mean, I think Stephen King said it best. Sometimes fantasy and all this stuff, it gives you the chance to walk your antisocial tendencies. You know what I mean? Like, let me give you an example. Like that slow walking guy who crosses the road, right? While you're trying to wait for traffic to go through. Adam Sandler has a great bit about that.
Yeah.
About the guy walking, taking forever, it's driving everybody nuts, and then he dies and everybody cheers. Obviously, he doesn't want that. Right. But the comedy is about the feeling we have. Like, we don't want no one to die, but we wish they would die in that moment. In that moment, we're like, this guy's taking forever to cross the road. He needs to die.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's what's so great about those types of movies and stuff like that. It's fun. It's a safe environment.
Right. Yeah. It is amazing. Even the most world-loving pacifists, you get them in traffic long enough, they start wishing horrible things upon people.
Oh my God, yes. Like I would never strike anybody. Like I remember I got into a fight one time. I hit somebody and I felt awful, but they attacked me and I felt so awful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how pacifist I am. But like, you put me in traffic long enough, dude, I'm wishing for long lines of ancestral like death in their family. Just like you die because your last name is this and your grandmother drove like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
so this summer, all the way back when Venom Let There Be Carnage came out, and I stopped off. I was already kind of running a little late to get there, and I know obviously you got Boku previews beforehand. You got to have Nicole Kidman explain to you the magic of movie theaters.
Oh my God,
like, there's a whole lot beforehand, but
I love when she does that.
But so I stop off at a Turkey Hill and I'm getting snacks. And normally I'm never the smuggle snacks in guy, but today I'm like fuck it, we're doing it.
Smuggle all day.
And so, I got my Sour Patch Kids. I got some Reese's, like mini Reese's cups. I'm packing my coat. And obviously, it should be obvious. I mean, it's July. I'm in the movie theater.
You walk in the middle of July, it's like, all right, is he a school shooter or does he have Reese's lined in his jacket? We don't know.
Float around and find out.
Yeah, because I used to have that long jacket go down to my ankles. I just put shit in there, but now you can't wear that jacket anymore.
Yeah, but so I get there and there's only one person working, and there's 2 people in front of me. Now the first person is having this really it sounded complicated issue with one of the gas pumps. So I mean, they're back and forth. I mean, the lady's having to leave, go out, check it out, do it again. It's like take forever. No, already it's already elevating me from the 0 I was at. It's got me at about a 7.
Ticking up.
And then the person that after the 10 minutes it took to resolve that issue, next one comes up, starts cashing in all of their lottery tickets. That sent me to a fucking 70.
I hope anyone who does that, I hope you always lose. You go into debt and the type of debt generations of future generations can never get out of that debt because you hate those people.
Yeah.
Hate them.
And again, maybe it's because I was already in the mindset of Venom. I can just hear my own Venom voice in my head. It's like, grab that pen. Stab her in the back of the throat.
Hit him in the back of the medulla oblongata. It's right here, below the skull, but right in the neck. Yeah. Hit him right there.
Yeah, in and up, so it hits the center of the brain.
Yeah, but again, like I said, this is a great example of those horrible thoughts. We never would go through with them. We don't have the heart to do them. But in those moments of rage, you're just like, I really do hope it happens.
Yes,
No.
This is a terrible story for that because I did in fact stab up.
And that's why you had to grow the beard now. Yes. When I first met you, you didn't have a beard.
Exactly. Yeah. It's and we'll edit this in post, obviously.
Obviously, you got to edit in post. Yeah, and you edited that person out of their lives.
Yes, exactly. I edited them into postmortem.
Postmortem. Yeah, but yeah, no, but like I said, that's what's so funny about comedy. Just like these little funny antisocial thoughts that you can have. I mean, that's like why people used to watch W.C. Field. Like, he dude smacked around children all the time.
Yes.
I mean? And it's awful.
Baby Leroy.
Yeah, Baby Leroy. And it's horrible. I'm not saying no one, I would never do it. No one do it. But everybody's been in the position where there has been a kid where you're like, I hate this kid so much. I want to get a vasectomy out of the chance that this kid dies young and reincarnates and comes out of my fucking sperm. Like, I just don't want, everybody's had that thought, you know what I mean? But again, you don't go through with it, you know?
Right.
Emotions.
Yeah. You brought up reincarnation.
Show got a lot deeper, huh?
Oh yeah. We're going deep. Wait, so I actually had the thought of of all of the religions in the world, and it was like, what if every religion has just part of it right? It's one big puzzle, and every religion happens to have one of the few missing pieces.
I always had this thought, yeah.
Yes. So my thought was imagine if Hinduism has it right with reincarnation, but that reincarnation is hell for other faiths. The reincarnation cycle, depending on how you lived your previous life, it affects your next one. Mm-hmm. So that if you were terrible, you're then reincarnated as some animal, you're reincarnated as a chicken that goes to be a KFC 3-piece.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or the gas station attendant who had to take the lottery tickets.
Yes. So yeah, that was also the moment that I realized I was like, shit, I shouldn't have ate that brownie. I thought that was just a normal brownie. But
are these seeds?
Right?
Are these poppy seeds?
Right. Why is there a bay leaf stem in my brownie?
Yeah, what's going on here? I've never partaked in any marijuana in my life.
Okay. So while we're on the subject, what other parts of your political campaign were you plugging into that?
No, here's the thing. I want to one day. I want to. I'm just so afraid of the paranoia because, like, I'm already a paranoid dude.
Right.
It's the same reason I don't get drunk that often because I'm already a wild person without alcohol.
Right.
I don't know who I will be with alcohol. I don't know who I will be high. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not a prude. I want to do it, but like I when you have comedians who are only your friends are only comedians, you don't want to get high around them. You want to get high around normal people. The ones that are like, hey, you okay, buddy? You all right? You don't want to get high around comedians as your friends because they will screw with you.
Absolutely.
And that's my dilemma. That's my dilemma.
All right. I'm glad you brought up the screw people. So I mean, and this was before I did stand up, but I mean, the seed has been planted in my head since I was 13 that I wanted to be a stand-up comic. I never did my first open mic, but this was when I was in college. Freshman year was at Bowling Green, and I did not. I drank one time the whole time I was there.
Okay.
On St. Patrick's Day, I did an Irish car bomb.
Okay.
If you're gonna do one, go big, go home.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, he actually means the Irish car bomb, not the drink.
Yes.
This is the person with the lottery tickets he murdered.
Yes.
And has been in hiding ever since. And then
so the murder seed has been planted since that day when I Irish car bombed.
I knew you were Irish.
Parked in my spot.
Are you Irish?
I say whenever you pour explosives into the gas tank, everyone's Irish in that moment.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patty's
Exactly.
Day. And then they show you just putting explosives into a tank.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if you weren't Irish, that's cultural appropriation. It's worst, really.
Yeah.
It's worst.
Yeah. Especially if you do German cultural appropriation. That's the worst.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when I was in college, this was, very early in the term, maybe about a month and a half, and I only just started kind of making friends. And so the layout, like I was like a perfect middle between the dorm building that had all of my friends. Mm-hmm. Then there was me in the middle, and then there was the student union. Mm-hmm. And so I remember like the first weekend that my friends decided, hey, we got a bunch of money saved up. Let's go hard this weekend. Let's pay some upperclassmen to get us a whole bunch of, Busch Light, Natty Light, and Four Locos and whatnot. Jesus and let's Christ. Go crazy. Okay. Yeah. I partook. I didn't partake. Sorry. I abstained. That's the word I was looking for. I abstained. And I was like, y'all have fun. I'll meet you guys. We had a steak escape in our student union.
A what?
Steak escape.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm
up north. We don't have that. We have other stuff. O'Charlie's. Well, we have O'Charlie's
very yeah. Obviously, same vein.
Same vein, yeah.
So the same vein that gets clogged. Saturated fat
and heart attacks.
Yes, but that morning, it was our friend. Let's see, what's a fake? He's not gonna listen to this. My friend Brandon.
Okay.
He very, very big. I mean, he's like 6'5", just this huge built guy.
Just so we know you're not lying, can you throw out his last name and social?
Yeah, Stinson. His social. Actually, I don't know his social, but
just guess it. But anyway, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
69691001.
It's mine.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
So anyway, the next morning, it could not have been a brighter, sunnier day in Bowling Green, Ohio that day. Okay. And like I'm sitting out front of my building waiting on them because we all agreed it was like 11 o'clock we would meet at Steak Escape for brunch. Mm-hmm. And I see them, stumbling, and they're all like holding their head, but my friend Brandon has it the worst because apparently his first time drinking, he went like 17 shots.
Shit.
Yeah. And so another one of my so I finally meet up with them, and I'm ribbing them. I'm giving them shit and making them feel worse about themselves.
Of course.
So we walk into student union, and the whole front courtyard in front of the place is nothing but 60 LARPers fighting each other with swords and shield and armor.
Oh my god!
And I immediately turned to
LARPers.
I immediately turned to the most sober of our group, and I'm like, "Let's fuck with Brandon." And the clangs of like their swords on the shields. I mean, it's loud.
Oh yeah, those guys go hard.
Yeah, and I mean,
hard.
he's like holding his head, freaking out, and the whole time we're like, wow. I was like, what's wrong? Something loud? He's like, yeah, there's fucking knights, dueling, and I look over and I'm like, knights. What are you talking about, Brandon? There's just there's just some ultimate frisbeers over there. And he's like, you shut your mouth, Destin. I was like, there's fucking mages and wizards over there.
Man.
And I'm like, Brandon, like, are you sure you didn't get drugged last night? He's like, what are you talking about? And we get in, we're eating halfway through.
Yeah.
And then one of them came in and sat at the table right next to us, took the helmet off, and made a big clang. He looked, and he's like, I fucking knew there was knights here.
I fucking knew it, man. That's so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. No, it's pranks like that I absolutely love. Like it's simple. It's just everybody getting on board, gaslight.
Exactly. It's all
everybody like, look.
We gaslit my friend Brandon. And at first, the others of the group, they were like, what are you talking about? There's knights here. And then they were like, oh you're gaslighting him. Yeah. And then they all got on board.
Yeah. No, that's like, what is a belief? Just a lie that's commonly held by others.
Exactly.
That's all it is. Can't spell believe without lie. You need a lie. But no, that's hilarious, man. That's great.
But yeah, I and like also like you, I don't actually also partake in the marijuana myself because I am actually running for office. So I need to make sure that's clear. Are you
actually running for office?
Yes. I'm running for alderman.
You're gonna be an alderman.
What's an alderman do? I don't know.
I have no clue. But
with you, Jesse.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I know people that became aldermans. I've known people that have ran for office. Because before I was everything I was, at one point I went to law school, and I still have friends that graduated from law school that are now running for political office.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. And then they stop talking to me because obviously they want to win.
Right.
Like they just like, I'll be like, I'll support your campaign by not talking to me, Jesse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I'll do 15 minutes on your rally.
15 minutes. I got a solid 10 about murdering somebody in a gas station. Yeah. You want to hear that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that one. It's like they never got back with me. I don't get it. Like, maybe they got a new agent. I don't know. But no, that was such an improv kid thing for you to do, though. You yes-anded that so hard. I love it.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah. I love improv, dude. Yeah. I think it's one of the most advanced form of comedies, even more advanced than stand-up. And I know some purist stand-up comics will want to throw tomatoes at me for saying that for that, but it's true. It really is. But the reason why people don't think that is because, unfortunately, there is more bad improv than good improv. That's the problem.
Yep.
And everybody experiences bad improv a lot, and therefore has this horrible connotation. It's like only going to open mics and never watching Netflix stand-up comedy or Comedy Central stand-up comedy or ever going to see a live stand-up comedy. It's like it's like staying at an open mic the last half hour of the 3-hour open mic.
Yes.
That's all you experience of stand-up.
Yes.
But that's the problem. The problem is that if you only experience that, you're going to think stand-up comedy sucks. And unfortunately, with improv, there is just sometimes a lot of bad, but there is a lot of great improv. It's just, I think it's harder to come by, harder to find. Because like I've seen shows where it's like they're doing long form. And long form, okay, so there's a difference between short form and long form. Short form, everybody's more familiar with that. That's the whose line is it anyway. Yes. Quick, fast. There's these quick little rules. You got to do the rules, and that's it. Long form is where they go, all right, and scene, and clap. Oh, now we do this scene. Now, and it just keeps turning into one scene to another, to another, to another, to another. And that could be good if the improv team is really fucking good.
Yes.
Like, I'm talking Second City. And I've seen. Oh yes.
There's I know exactly what you're talking about in form of long form. Like what was the group that Amy Poehler used to be in?
Oh, the second. I think UCBS. Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yes. Yep.
I kept saying the letters wrong.
Yes.
I'm however with
Upright Citizens Brigade. That was like excellent long form.
Yes.
Improv.
Ass Cats, which has a lot of alumni, which a lot of Reno 911 are alums of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the Groundlings, which
Right.
they built. I can't tell you how much they build up SNL. Yeah. The problem is that all these amazing improv comics, they go on to do really big things. Yeah, I mean, and then you don't see the improv, and it sucks. You know what I mean? It really sucks because I think improv can make a stand-up comedy even funnier.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of stand-up comics who don't know how to go off script. They don't know how to go off book. And you can tell. They're like, oh, I got to get back to my jokes before. And because there's an old Bill Hicks rule. Now, I'm not a big Bill Hicks fan. I know that's another thing. People were like, what? I'm like, oh, look, Bill Hicks was for you. It wasn't for me. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, look, I don't like drinking tea. All right. But I don't think tea is bullshit. Obviously, it makes millions of dollars, billions of dollars in its longevity.
I'll drink tea to that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying tea sucks or it can't be drank. It's just I don't prefer it.
Right.
But point is, I don't prefer Bill Hicks. But his one rule is be funny, and then after you can't be funny, start telling your jokes. And that was a very inspiring thing because even Andrew Schultz aspires to that. You know, he'll do a lot of crowd work at the beginning of the show, and then he'll start telling jokes. And it's that crowd work that helps establish who you are as a comic to that audience. You know, talking about the town, talking about what you saw, like stuff, customs that are in that town that they would get. And it makes them feel great because it's like, oh, man, he actually took the time to explore our town and get to know us. He's one of us. And I like that. And I think sometimes that helps a comic. It's half the battle.
That is almost every host set I ever do. I riff for at least 2, 3, 4 minutes before I tell my first joke. And then that's exactly where it starts going downhill.
So it's like hosting, it helps you become a great host. And a lot of times people will try to want feature. They want headline. They want this. They want to host. But if you don't know how to host, you're not going to be a good feature and you're not going to be a good headliner. Now, and I say this because the difference between middling and feature, middling means there's a comic in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Feature, I've done many feature sets on the road by venues where the host is the guy who owns the restaurant. Say, hey, we got a comedy show. Oh, by the way, you got a ticket 259. You win the basket tonight. And your first comic here on the stage, Jesse Pimpinella.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I have to kind of host and bring the show up.
Yes. Yeah.
And if I don't know how to do that, I'm going to eat dick for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because it doesn't matter how funny your joke is. If the audience feels kind of jarred, the timing is off, everything messes up. You have to bring them in. The comic who goes first, everybody lived in a world where there's no comedy. And all of a sudden, the host goes on stage and now there is comedy. Right. And you have to kind of like bridge them in. Mm-hmm. You know, bridge them in, get them used to it, acclimate them. And that's what hosting does. And that's why improv is, I think, so key. And I say it's an advanced form of comedy because you have to follow strict rules to make improv work. Stand up, there's always exceptions to the rule. Improv, there's barely any exceptions. And if you break any of those rules, the whole show can fall apart. Yeah. It's not as simple as going on stage and being like, well, I have no material, but it's improv, so I don't need it. You may not need the material, but you sure as shit need the training.
Yeah.
Without the training mechanics, you are done. You'll suck.
Yeah. So, and this is I've not actually uttered this in the world of comedy. Well, no, actually, I take it back. I told Hannah Rhodes one time.
Oh God, I love Hannah Rhodes.
She was the first one I came out to. My first experience was in improv.
Yeah, good.
I know it feels the weight of the world is off my shoulders. I'm done being improv-ophobic.
We still look down on you. Don't worry. That doesn't change anything.
Hey, most of the comedy scene doesn't even look up to me to begin with. So fuck him.
Fuck him.
So, yeah, exactly. No, so my first real experience in the world of live comedy, I guess. So it was my sophomore year in high school as well. I was not in the higher acting class, even though I should have been. And there was a Second City was coming to the Midland Theater in downtown Newark.
Okay.
And they got there a couple days before, and they thought it'd be charitable of them to do an improv workshop with the acting ensembles class. So it also happened to be like the first, like we had this huge snowstorm, so we had a snow day.
Yeah.
And like 3 of the people decided they weren't going to go. And well, I think it was just because like, the parents still had to go to work, but then they couldn't get to the theater. So I get a call last second from my friend. He's like, hey, we had a couple people can't do this. I was like, hey, just to make it worth their while, we need more people. Do you want to come to this improv workshop? And I was like, okay. So we get there, and yeah, sure enough, I mean, it's Second City. It's as legit as you can get.
I mean, Second City, for people to understand, that is the premiere of improv.
Yeah.
Like, second, I mean, that's like...
That is the Jesse Pimpinella of improv.
Yeah, I mean, that's like saying, like, do you want to play in the MLB?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what it is. But keep going.
Or like, if you walk into like a professional wrestling thing and they're like, all right, hey, so your first match, we got you at WrestleMania. Like, something like that. So, we went through this workshop. I learned a lot, which again, they taught the Hicks rule there of be funny and then, and then really start working on prepared stuff.
Yeah.
And they even told you, like, even though, of course, it's improv, I mean, all of us have stuff that we know we can get a laugh in the back of our head, and then we just look for the right segue.
Yeah. Rob Williams said it best. Every improvised moment is there's a shelf inside your head, and the improvised moments live on those shelves. And when you feel you're in a moment where that improvised moment could live and shine, you pull it off the shelf, you deliver it, and then you put it right back.
Yeah. You just got like you have your Batman gadgets, and then when the right opportunity presents itself, then you smoke bomb, then you then you
Exactly.
But we did a bit actually, and it got covered in the paper. So that was my first taste of fame, was making it the Newark Advocate for my improv work.
And you know what? That's pretty cool that you got to work with Second City. I mean, that's pretty.
Right
even if it's a workshop, yeah.
And then wait until I was like, in Bowling Green, I did a one-time only open mic, as well. I got 3 minutes in. I was doing all right.
Yeah.
And the lights and the sound, all the electricity in the building shut out. So I was like, wow, I didn't realize I was running the light, God himself shut me off. So I took it as a sign that I wasn't meant to do stand-up comedy. But then when I was in 2018, I got the guts to go to an open mic again. Rest is history. Now here we are in my living room doing a podcast.
You made it. Yeah. We all made it. Hey,
started from the bottom. Now the whole team here.
We're all here. But that's awesome, man. It's like I said, that's really cool. You got to do something with Second City.
Yeah. So you've been doing stand up now for I think like 6-7 years.
No. I've been doing it since I was doing it sporadically for a long time, and then I started doing it habitually and getting work since 2011 is when I started getting work and being habitual with it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Longer than I thought.
Yep.
And then so you're from Youngstown yourself.
Yes.
I'd say what was it like growing up on the set of Reservoir Dogs?
It was great. I liked it. I mean, just so people understand.
LA, I get that.
Yeah, I was gonna say think the ending of Goodfellas, which is accurate because the newspaper Ray Liotta picks up at the end of Goodfellas is the Vindicator, which is my local town paper.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago, Youngstown was the center of all mob meetings because we were halfway between New York and Chicago, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and there's a whole entire mob history with us. It's incredible.
You can tell by looking at Youngstown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And our claim to fame is Bruce Springsteen wrote the most depressing song about us. Yeah, like it's so like the album came with razor blades. Like it was that bad. But
I say to also really drive home the overall moral standing of Youngstown. It's also where 9 Inch Nails is from.
Exactly. There you go. I love. See, here's the thing. I'm Youngstown. That's why I filmed my first comedy special there. That's why I had to start there because I lived there. But I started doing comedy in Youngstown, and it was great. There was a group that was in charge of comedy. It was kind of like every town has the group of stand-up comics. That they are like kind of like the community itself.
Yeah.
And I started doing open mics with them. Did well in their contest. At one point, I was going to get paid work, didn't get the paid work, and I had one of the most important lessons in comedy I've ever learned, and it's a lesson that I think you can apply in anything you do, which is fuck it, I'm doing it myself.
Yep.
And I can't tell everybody. I can't tell you enough how important.
I will drink to that.
I can't tell you how important that is. That fuck it, I'm going to do it myself is the most important thing anybody can learn to do, because at the end of the day, you have an idea what your dream is. You know what you want to do, and you just have to go make it happen. Yeah, not until you're making six figures. No, the phone ain't gonna ring for you. Yep. Deal with that. Yep. Understand that. There's the cold hard fact. Don't have an ego. You're like, you have to go make your opportunities work. And if you start doing that, then the phone will start ringing. Then the emails will come in. Then people are going to want to work with you. But before that, you're nothing until you decide to be something. Yeah. Honestly, that's the way. So I started running my own open mics. I started going one mic, and then I had 2 mics a week, and I had 3 mics a week, and then eventually I was running a mic at the comedy club in town because they came to one of my open mics, saw me host. Again, hosting. Yeah, why it's important. They watched the whole entire show, and they only got me, who's hosting my own show, to work at the comedy club, not the headliner that I had, not the feature, because they were like, okay, this is a guy who's going to work. He is professional. He knows the stuff. That's why hosting is so important, because then they can start you off small, build you up to something bigger. And then I just eventually, and eventually that's how I started working with headliners and getting work on the road. I mean, it's all about how much you want to make this work. It's all about making your opportunity. And right now, we're living in a different time now where it's simple, but it's not simple to make it. Mm-hmm. It's simple because the old way of making it doesn't exist anymore in a weird way.
I say, Jesse, on this exact note, this is exactly why we're doing this podcast. Because it's not about getting up on stage and being funny anymore. No. You got to have podcasts. You got to have constant crowd work videos on TikTok. Everything. You got to have,
I quit. I gave up on TikTok, honestly.
Yeah. There's so much on, again, behind the scenes than there used to be now.
Yeah. No, you have to do so much. And that's good because there are so many you only have to have a niche now. You just have to have a niche audience to make it nowadays. You don't have to have everybody love you. You just need the right amount of people to love you to support your shows. And this, like right now, I do a lot of YouTube stuff because I've been getting so much love on YouTube. Like a video I'll get on YouTube will get like 20,000 views within 1 hour. Yeah. And then TikTok, it's like only 200. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I just go where I'm loved. I don't give a shit.
I see screenshots of all your YouTube love.
I have only love for people that want to fuck with me and make me better than what I am.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Like sometimes people would see that, oh man, I'm not making enough on TikTok. I suck. And it's like, no, you don't suck. Just go fuck with the people who are going to fuck with you. Yep. And leave everything else behind because you don't need to make it. I mean, TikTok's not the end all be all. You know what I mean? You're going to get like, it's like Comedy Central's not going to come up to you or HBO Max or whoever's going to become the next stand-up mogul if Comedy Central comes back. They're like, hey, we saw you were getting millions and millions of views on YouTube a week, but what the fuck was with that TikTok shit? Like that's not going to put a door up on you. Yeah. And so, it's like find where you hit it the hardest and stick with that and make that your headquarters. And I think Kevin Smith said it best. With anything, when it's coming into a fan base, it's about creating a church where people will follow. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't agree more with that.
Yep. Great time, Joe.
Don't worry. This show is brought to you by the cookies that are on this plate. We can't tell you what they are because those people aren't paying us yet.
That's right.
Cheers.
Took the words out of my mouth, Joe.
There you go. Don't worry. I've done this before.
Yeah. To piggyback on what Jesse said, to anyone listening that is trying to get into the world of comedy, I am a big proponent of everything he just said. I'm out here in Newark, 40 minutes away from any real comedy scene. But no, I mean, I'm doing the fuck it, I'll do it myself thing.
Yeah.
I book the rooms, I book the comics, I do my 20 minutes of hosting that I've been doing for a year and a half now. And yeah, because nobody's hitting me up. Like it's just until I get a certain point, I gotta put my time in, my dues. But it's working. It's working for me though. I got 20 to 30 loyal people I know will show up to every show. I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. And that's brilliant.
We will tear down the walls of Jericho.
But that's
20 to 30 people.
But that's all you need. 20, and then they each bring one friend. It becomes 60. Then those 60 bring one friend. It's 120. It keeps growing exponentially. All you have to do is convince one person to come with them, and it keeps growing. It's growing. It's growing. And here's the thing, like, I have people I know, they make a decent living in comedy. They don't have agents, but they have the 52 venues they go to a year. They work every weekend. They work that one venue Friday, Saturday. They make their living, and that's great. And they don't need to have the biggest fame and everything in the world. They get the honor of paying the bills.
Yep.
And that's sometimes the greatest feeling in the world. Like, you escaped the 9 to 5. You escaped it. You don't have to do it now. Yeah. You get to do what you want to do. And dare I say, it's sometimes more stressful because you don't have the stability of the 9 to 5. But that's the trade-off. You know what I mean? I was talking to a guy. He was making well over $200,000 a year at an architecture firm. Okay, He was doing great, but that wasn't his dream. It wasn't his dream. His dream was to open up a brewery. Now he's only making a fraction of what he made annually. And he's like, I fall asleep on my couch every night. I'm stressed out of my mind, man. But I asked him, "Are you happy?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, I'm happy." He's like, "I could not be any more happier in my life right now." And that just tells you right there, money don't mean dick. Because I mean, that guy is loving his life more than he ever has. He's been smiling more often than he ever did. Money is comfort, money is security, but it's not happiness. If you want security, and that's happiness, don't follow your dream. Don't follow your dream. Don't you fucking dare. Because all following your dream is just an uncomfortable adventure. And we like that. We dig it. I mean, that's what we want to be uncomfortable, because that allows us to experience something new, grow as a human being, learn something about ourselves that we didn't even learn before, but we're doing something we love. Because I did one of the worst things in my life one time. I failed at somebody else's dream. I had a dream, but it wasn't my dream. And I invested 10 years into that dream, and then I failed miserably. And the worst part of it was I lost 10 years of my life. Now, if I'd done something I love to do, I wouldn't have lost 10 years. I would have just failed. And then I could take my failure and rebuild from it.
Yes.
But all I have is 10 years gone. And I'm never going to do any of that stuff again, because it wasn't my dream. It was just, I did what I thought I was supposed to do, and it's gone. I don't get that back now.
Yeah.
Now, anytime I fail at comedy, it's beautiful. I pick myself back up. It's like Legos. Just because the Lego tower got knocked down, that's fine. I'll just put it together, and I enjoyed the journey of doing it.
Yep. I said no. I agree on that one as well. I had stability. I mean, I bought this place at 21.
Oh, damn.
And unfortunately, I learned right away. I did it, I'm not gonna lie, with the sole intent that thinking that it would impress women. And I wanted a place that I could sleep with those women without having my parents walking in. That's exactly why I bought my house at 21.
That's why I wish I had done that, because I didn't leave my parents' house until I was 24, and up until that point, my safe word was, "Hey, keep it down or wake my mom."
Right.
Which not sexy.
Right. No. So it's a mouthful, and not the right.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, right?
But no, and then I found out that it was so intimidating that it's like, oh, hey, here's a guy that completely gave up any aspirations of pursuing a dream, of starting a brand new life outside of his own small town, and they hated that. Like, I lost a girl that I was in love with my whole life.
Yeah.
Because I finally shot my shot one time.
Yeah.
And after years and years, and it was obviously going to be awkward, but no, I mean, that was like her reason. She's like, no, it's like, I need to start a whole new life, not here, like I need to explore first. I need to do all these things. So like she went to follow her dream.
She's like, I gotta bang him out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I need some dick before I before I come back to New York.
So she followed her dreams, and here I was not with mine. And that combined with me seeing Doug Stanhope's Beer Hall Push, both of those hit at the exact same moment in my life.
Beautiful 2 asteroids hitting at the same time.
Exactly.
Very interesting, yeah.
So, and I was like, there is a dude following his dream, because that dude couldn't give less of a fuck about money, about fame, about anything. That dude is just doing his art. He does it his way. I was like, I saw that in the hour special that I did. When you conclude your special with a 10-minute long graphic depiction of raping an NFL player on a football field, it's like, yeah, that's never gonna make prime TV.
No, it's not.
So I saw that, and again, right at this moment of like, oh, I was too secure at a young age. I didn't follow my dreams. And then I saw what my dream was, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to I Googled, I looked up open mics.
Yeah.
And then here, like I said, here we are.
I wouldn't say I dare I say you weren't not following your dream. I dare I say you hadn't discovered your dream yet. That's different. I mean, you were doing what you wanted to do. You wanted a house. You wanted to do this.
I wanted to.
All right, we're back. We were just talking about
we're
it's
back.
always same Philadelphia.
Yeah. We were experiencing some technical difficulties there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this cut isn't going to be seamless because I'm not exactly a tech guy yet. So this will be very awkward and jarring to whatever conversation we were just having.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about dreams, and you were talking about buying the house so you can bang the women.
So if I could bang women at rock bottom, at their rock bottom.
Their rock, not your rock.
Their rock bottom is my sky high. That's my where desperation is surviving, your boy be thriving. But yeah, no. So long story short, I mean, I saw a stand-up special at a time in my life where I was already like, I didn't follow my dreams, looking around my house, and I was like, I'm going to do this. So I went to open mic. Rest is history. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. So hey, if you have dreams that you want to follow and you need a wake up call, this is it. Go follow your dreams.
You're turning into that Shia LaBeouf video that went viral. But just following, and that's how the comedy special came about.
No.
Nobody gave me that option.
Yep.
I just said, I'm going to do it myself. And I met the perfect friend who was a director and another friend who was a producer. We figured out what the budget was. We raised the budget. We broke even the night we filmed because we were able to raise enough funds and pay off everybody we needed to pay. And so we were already in the black before we sold one single album. And then we worked really hard to get it distributed, which distributing I think is the hardest part. Like, you can make it. That's great. You got the product, and that's already hard to do.
Yeah.
But getting it distributed and all that stuff, I always say, I have a network of people that love promoting your shit. We got it on Amazon Music, Spotify. We got it on Roku. We got it on. We were going to get the video on Amazon as well, but due to a lot of issues that were had during the year 2021, we had to push that back. But hopefully, in the future, we'll have our sequel special that I'm working on right now, Spooky, which is filming this upcoming October.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sounds great. Again, Jesse Pimpinella, Hot Mess. You can get all those places he just referenced.
Yeah.
Destin Richardson, Grown Up, grown spelled as in which is something that I'm sure people will be doing during my set.
Well, that's how some of the critics described my special.
Exactly.
Hot Mess. So there you go.
Jesse Pimpinella, Hot Mess.
Thank you.
Stream the special. Listen to it. Love it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.